Hi, my name's Kaitlyn. I'm from Middlesex, New Jersey, and I'm an occupational therapy major at the University of Scranton. I go to school at the University of Scranton. I'm a senior in the occupational therapy program, and I want to be an occupational therapist because I want to help people live their lives to the fullest. Once they experience an injury or have an accident, helping them get back to where they used to be, get back to everything that was meaningful to them, help them reach their goals and goals that they continue to have throughout their recovery process. So I began occupational therapy because I started looking at the rehab process for orthopedic injuries, but then once I realized there's so many more experiences or events that people might go through to cause them to need different types of therapy. So it could be head injuries, spinal cord injuries. They could just be diagnosed with cancer. Kids who are just born with different diagnoses like autism or Down syndrome, there's all different sorts of rehab for them too. It's not all orthopedic like I originally thought it was. I did a clinical at a brain injury clinic, and that got me started on it. And then just being in the occupational therapy program, they really open our minds to everything. So I've learned a lot of where the field can take you, and there's all sorts of different rehab areas. I did a research project on veterans and resiliency who experience TBI in combat and then come back here for therapy and stuff. So we looked at resiliency levels in combat veterans and how that might affect what occupational therapy can do for them and how we should gauge therapy and what our goals should be for them. So for my project, we looked at what resiliency is, how it's defined, and then we looked at how veterans come back and what their therapy is, how they're treated, and then we looked at different resiliency scales, how to measure a person's resilience, because we found that it's more of like an innate quality rather than something that can be built upon. So we had a whole research project on that, and we had a literature review, and then we just submitted it to present at POTA. It's a state conference for occupational therapy. So that was our fall project. Well, I'm kind of bouncing back between two things. I either want to be a pediatric occupational therapist or I want to work with spinal cord and brain injury. So they're both kind of different. But I have some time to figure it out, and I have clinicals and stuff coming up, so I'll be able to make that decision when it gets closer to graduation. My female role model is my mom. Growing up, she definitely taught me that anything's possible, and if I work hard, I could achieve whatever I want. And she's, to this day, still, if I need help or advice or inspiration, I always go to my mom. Yeah, I definitely think women face different challenges than men do. Just in general, I feel like women aren't taken as seriously as men. And given my gender and my age, sometimes when I am talking to adults or people of higher power than me, I do find that it's more difficult than it would be for a man. I think the best lesson is that they should follow their dreams and anything's possible. And definitely, if there's people who tell you you can't do it or that it's not possible, then those are the people you don't need in your life. My hobbies are running. I train for different races, half marathons and marathons. I've just recently gotten into that in the last 2 years, so it's like my escape from the world. I get to put my sneakers on and kind of get out and forget everything, meditate on everything else. I think I'd be an animal with wings, so any type of bird.